Thank you. Can you all hear me? It's working. Great. Fab. Hello, everyone. Hope you had a good lunch. I am Katie Drake. I'm from Dawson Walker. And for those of you who may not know who we are a 25-year-old creative agency made up of multi-skilled marketing and communications experts. We're a relatively small team, but we have huge reach, and that's because we work with a network of really trusted partners to deliver huge amount of projects and diversity across different markets in the UK and around the world. Today, I'm joined here with Fiona Lynch and Dora from CCH, Coca-Cola HBC, and we're going to be sharing with you how we turned 500 leaders into employer brand ambassadors.
Thank you, Katie. So as one of the world's biggest Coca-Cola bottlers, we have 33,000 amazing employees across 29 markets, and we refresh over 700 million consumers. Now, with that, an employer brand is essential. It's a critical, not a nice to have. So we needed the employer brand to retain, attract, and inspire our talent.
Sorry.
Thank you, Katie. So, as I was mentioned, we needed an EVP to inspire, attract, and retain our talent within, but also one that talent recognises as they come in our doors.
Thank you, Fiona. So yeah, over the past few years, we've seen a real shift in what people value when looking for jobs. Pay is still really important, it always will be, but it's not the only thing. We know that job security is even more important than ever with quite an unstable and uncertain economic climate. And learning development, I think it was referenced in one of the other presentations, is a really important thing, not just for the younger generation, but for everyone, to know that they can learn and grow in their roles and future-proof their careers. Alongside that, the most noticeable shift has been in wanting that better work-life balance. That's no longer a nice-to-have, it's kind of an expectation now from candidates. So with all that taken into context, it's really important, more so than ever, that organisations have a really strong employer brand.
So with these expectations, we knew that we needed an EVP that truly reflected who we are. Ambitious, collaborative, and growth-driven. But what makes it powerful is how it was built. We engaged 29 countries, so we ensured we listened to the voices, the experiences, and the stories. And we created a vision that really reflected who we are, the authenticity and inclusivity that really connected us and our future talent. So today, we're going to show you how we brought this vision to life and how collaboration was the key to success.
But we needed a stage. We needed a big moment. And Leadership Conference was exactly the moment we needed. It was a defining platform for us to embed and adopt We Play to Grow and Win, GU, which actually shaped the theme of the whole conference to lead, grow, and win. But what exactly is Leadership Conference and why is this important for us? It is an annual event, the most important for Coca-Cola HBC, which is held for 3 days. Top leaders of our company are there, together with high-profile guests and partners. And in these 3 days, they align and they engage on certain initiatives. Every year, Leadership Conference is changing location, and this year, it was hosted in Greece. This made it even more powerful because not only the conference came back after a decade to Greece, and it's a home place for the company, but it also has the Hellenic spirit in it, which is energy, passion, and connection, which, as we say in Greek, it's energia, pathos, και σύνδεση. So the location of the Leadership Conference was Very, very important because we pass a message to a place that holds a special place in our hearts for all the company. But now let's go back to the theme of the event.
Thank you, Dora. So, when Coca-Cola HBC came to us with the brief, the message was clear. It was, how are we going to turn 500 of their leaders into employer brand ambassadors? So, with this in mind, we took the brief and and I've lost what I'm going to say. What we needed to do was drive awareness, not just we needed to drive ownership, not just awareness of the new brand. So something that they could really take on board, take back to the teams and cascade through the business. And to do this, we needed to design and produce a booth for their leadership conference in Athens in 4 weeks' time. So that wasn't a problem for us. We worked with a whole network of partners around the world, and we had a really tried and tested partner in a company called Action Global in Greece, based in Athens, who had a whole wealth of local insights, knowledge and contacts. So with that in mind, no problem, we'll get to work. So Nimai Swaroop, who is the global head of employer brands, flew over to meet with Action Global to do the recce. And that's when things got interesting. So off the back of the recce, we discovered we're not producing a booth. We are filling two big conference rooms with a partition that were 20 metres by 10 metres. That was quite different to what we were expecting. But we saw that as a real challenge. We can do so much more in that space than we could ever do in a booth. So we got really excited about that. The EVP work had been completed at this time, but another slight challenge was that the employer brand was still being defined. And alongside that, we were in the middle of shooting the employer brand film. So all these things had to really come together quite quickly to make sure that we could launch at the leadership event and do the job real justice. So that took a lot of collaboration, a lot of cohesive working, and we acted like one team. And I think the results will become clear. So just moving on, this is how we did it. This is how we turned that space into an employer brand experience. We decided to design it to be a multi-sensory experience, transforming the space into an actual journey. We wanted the leaders to really experience it. We just didn't want them to come in and watch and kind of absorb. We wanted them to engage and participate and interact. We wanted it to feel dynamic, but there were some challenges with that it was a traditional meeting conference room, so the ceilings were quite low, which created a sense of being claustrophobic. So we had to use clever use of design with colour gradients to kind of really increase the kind of sense of dynamism in the room and space. We wanted music to be really loud and fill the space to also make it feel really dynamic and energised. And also, working hand in hand with the Coca-Cola HBC team and Action Global, we literally co-created the experience every step of the way. So from zone to zone, we would take people on an employer brand journey. And they couldn't be with us today, but here's a little something from Action Global, our partners in Greece.
Our collaboration really took off with the Coca-Cola HBC Leadership Conference 2025 in Athens, where we partnered on the EVP Activation Room, an immersive interactive space designed to bring their new employer brand to life.
What we truly love about working with Dawson Walker is the trust, the amazing teamwork, and how we're always on the same page. They bring such strong strategic thinking, they are really creative, and most importantly, they always value local insights. That kind of respect and openness makes working with them easy and rewarding.
Thanks to Action Global, we really enjoyed working with them too. So let me take you through the experience and how we actually brought it to life. So at the entrance of the experience, we had a 6-foot-tall LED tower that ran some really vibrant employer brand content, really signposting and attracting leaders into the experience. When they entered the experience, they'd find themselves in an auditorium. So this is where we were going to premiere the employer brand film. So as they waited for the employer brand film to launch, we had some learning touch screens in the back wall that kind of gave a bit of context to the employer brand, showing the EVP development and the highlights along the way. We're going to show you now what that intro and employer brand film looked like, so I'll just play it for you here.
Welcome to the Employer Brand Experience. My name is Nimai, and on behalf of the Employer Brand team, we are delighted you could join us today. And please get comfortable. We're going to spend the next few minutes taking you through this amazing experience where you learn all about our new employer brand. So an employer brand is all about how we position ourselves and package ourselves as an employer, and how we communicate who we are and what we stand for. An employer brand plays a crucial role for organizations such as ours. It is both the reasons why someone should join, but also the reasons why someone should remain in the organization. So we used all of the insights in 2024 to really distill down, working with our leaders and our people to co-create our EVP narrative. That narrative brings together all of the components that really makes us stand out in terms of who CCH is as an employer. The aspiration for us within the employer brand team is that we have 30,000 brand ambassadors. It's a real opportunity for you to get involved, both as our leaders, but also as ambassadors of this change. But also important for you to live our employer brand every day at Hellenic. So please seize the opportunity, get a good understanding of what it is, and do play your role as a leader in really bringing this to life. Because we play to grow and win, and we hope you do too.
What makes Coca-Cola HBC people so different? We're always open to new ideas, always looking ahead, because we care about the places we live and work in. So we do what's right for our people, business, customers, local communities, and the world. There's something else that makes us different. We produce and deliver billions of liters of beverages each year. And our 24/7 portfolio features an ever-expanding range of products. How? By working smart and adapting quickly, and always keeping things simple by focusing on what matters. It's an international stage that offers real career potential at every level. We're more than 30,000 people in 29 countries across 3 continents, working as one team, fizzing with energy, playing together, winning together, and encouraging each other to raise the bar and lead the change. And we're close to our customers, learning about their businesses, caring about all the little details, being true partners, and always adding value, because their success is our success. We're on a journey together, always building on our potential. We are restless, creating endless possibilities for our customers, our business, and ourselves, celebrating successes together. So discover how, when you play together and grow together, you win together. We play to grow and win, do you?
So that was the employer brand film that premiered at the event. Once the leaders had watched the film, we then took them onto the rest of the journey. So the next stage was an interactive zone. So here we had 2 more big touchscreen LED screens with the employer brand narrative. And we had keywords missing that leaders had to drag and drop to complete the sentences within the narrative. We had 2 of these, and we created a sense of gamification by putting a leaderboard and timing people to give that real sense of competitiveness and actually a bit of collaboration. From there, we moved through to the next stage of the the interactive session where we had these block puzzles. So the block puzzles were the employer brand logo, but all mixed up. So leaders were encouraged from memory to try and put the logo back together again, which created quite a lot of engagement. From there, we went to the pledge wall, and this was a huge 2-metre by 3-metre interactive wall. We had iPads, 3 iPads, and encouraged leaders to commit their pledges, say how they were going to bring the employer brand to life with their teams back in their roles. Alongside this, we had this animation of a Coke bottle that was filling up it was a bit of an analogy about filling the bottle and filling the wall with pledges. From there, we had another nod to the employer brand film. We had an area with like behind the scenes photography and montages and a few props from the actual film, which Fiona is kindly modelling for us today. And then finally, we came to the photo booth, and that created a real sense of fun and engagement. The leaders really got involved. It was really nice to see everyone taking it, having lots of fun with it. And it was a way for us to help them create and capture those winning moments with the team. At the end, at the exit, there was a big plexiglass backlit logo where people could have other photo opportunities. And the whole experience was really well received. There was overwhelming positive feedback from the CEO here, congratulating the team. And I think, actually, as you can see, it was more than just a series of activities. It was a really immersive experience that actually helped people, the leaders, feel, live and own the employer brand. And also it was fun. It was really fun on the day, and it was really fun working together with the teams to actually get it to that place.
So back to the theme of collaboration. This wasn't just an agency delivering something to us. It was a true partnership. So as you heard, the theme co-creation, collaboration, we really got together and built this really linked to our people and our culture. Of course, there were challenges along the way, some that came to us very last minute, booth 2, a massive brim being one. So we really got together in the collaboration between Dawson Walker, our internal teams, and Action Global. We were able to adapt to any of these challenges, and we were really able to, any of those curveballs that were coming at us, we took it as an opportunity to make the event even better.
Thank you.
So what stood out to me? It was the energy, it was the vibe, it was the leaders coming into the room, the curiosity, what's going on, what do we land at next? So you can see through this, it was contagious. The fun and the conversations that were had, we knew that this is going to go far beyond. They're going to take it to their teams, and the ownership was truly there. Now, to the numbers. So we had 100% attendance, 47,000 views across our internal comms, and a high engagement score.
And we produced the event that could be scalable. So the fact that it had the digital elements, the physical elements, meant that it was easily to be able to translate to different teams, different markets, and they could adapt it for whatever their needs were.
So we played to grow and win, being our EVP. You'll see, I need to go back to the ownership again. It was key for us to then take it to the markets. So you see words like collaborate, together, growing, motivate, innovate. These are all who we are, and this is what the EVP was built off. Now, we heard firsthand from our CEO, even, and we had such buy-in. We had inspiring reflections from key stakeholders, and having that buy-in from the top really was, we were able to go down and say, this is not just a HR initiative. This is a strategic priority for you all. And at that moment, when we had that credibility and that momentum, we knew that it was going to go far beyond the conference walls.
And actually it went. From SLT roadshows and town halls from Greece, Cyprus and North Macedonia, to summership program in Bulgaria, to business developer campaign in Baltics, supply chain campaign in Serbia, digital hub campaign in Egypt, career fairs in Armenia. our colleagues bring all this into meaningful and in practical ways in our daily life. This is how the moment became a movement for us.
Thanks, Dora. And just to finalise and to finish, we'll just play you the...
At Coca-Cola HBC, growth isn't just what we do, it's who we are. With passion, teamwork, and bold ideas, we co-created our employer brand. We brought together employer branding professionals, experts, and voices from both inside and outside the business. Across our diverse markets, from Ireland to Greece, Nigeria to Egypt, we captured what truly makes us special. We revealed it at the Leadership Conference, a brand powered by our high-performance mindset and our vision to become the leading 24/7 beverage partner. We then took it everywhere, across BUs on social media, on our website, inside and out. Our people are at the heart of our success. Together, we play to grow and win, and we're just getting started.
And that's how we turned 500 leaders into employer brand ambassadors.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much. That was really great to see. Have we got any questions from the audience? Yes, here we go. If you can say who you are, what organisation you're with, and then ask away.
Thank you. I'm Catherine Adinley. I work for Elsevier. So my question, it looks really good. Thank you. Great presentation as well. But my question is, as with these things, I think we all learn, we would like to learn from lessons learned from you. So my question is, if you, in hindsight, if you had to do something differently, what would that thing be and why?
That's a very interesting question. What would we do differently? Build in a bit more time.
I was just about to say that.
Yeah, we had to produce an awful lot in a very short space of time. I think the way we communicated regularly and constant calls and check-ins helped us deliver it in that timescale. I don't know what we would have done differently, actually, because like any event, you have bumps in the road, and I think the way that we collaborated and were flexible and adaptable, like Fiona said, we kind of took any challenges and took them into positives and used them as a way to make the experience even better. So I don't know if there's anything I would actually do differently. It was a really fun project to work on. There were some challenges though, like there's no Amazon in Greece, who knew? Like, it was really, really not helpful. And don't believe delivery companies when they say they can deliver it internationally next day. They absolutely can't.
Also printing as well, running around London looking for actually handmade, hand-painted shoes at the very last minute. So yeah, there were some challenges along the way, but I really think like through the collaboration, we just got on with it. We achieved great results, and now it's living in our markets, and you'll all see it across all our social media. So again, the challenges came, but we faced them, we pivot and we adapt. So it was great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, one more question. Yeah, here we go.
Hello. I'm Inga from Havas People. Agree, fantastic presentation. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, big launch, big event, and you can see the engagement was like at its peak. I'm just wondering if there was a strategy, post-event, was there a plan? Because obviously you want to ride the wave of that high engagement. So how do you kind of make sure that you have all of your, advocates rooting for the employer brand post-event as well?
Yeah, for sure. So we pretty much went with the momentum of this. Actually, what we did at the very beginning, so as you saw, we co-created this with there's 30 EB across our market. So we co-created with that and SMEs across the business, but we wanted to bring them on the journey with us too. So we ensured they were the first people to actually experience this. Not with us, but we walked through the experience with them. I think that was key, and the reason being is because they're the ones that will help us execute it in the market. So with our EB team in the market, plus having the leaders then go back with the story, I think it was amazing. Our plan afterwards, we have a lot of social media, so we looked at all of our channels, and you'll see it coming at it too. So for sure, each market had roadshows. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can add something that after the leadership conference, everyone in every country were having a specific toolkit and guidance, like step by step, just to have a kickstart all at the same time. And then every market has a bit of flexibility according to the needs and where is the focus on to switch a bit. So this is why different campaigns coming in different countries, because there are also specifics in the countries that need to be into consideration. But you know, we had a very first starting point, everyone like pressing the button. So we went out and then everyone was developing its own materials.
Loud. That's what we like. That's what we like to go, loud.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. Katie, Fiona, Theodora from Dawson Walker.